श्रीमते भक्तिवल्लभतीर्थगोस्वामी नामिने कृपया क्षमताम् अपराधिजनं कलुषायुतसक्तसुदीननरं सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधव देवपदम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। We are hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 7th chapter. Yesterday we heard about Atma. Prahlad Maharaj is telling to his friends in the school that whatever knowledge I received from Narada, I could retain all of that by the mercy of Narada. Similarly, if you also attentively hear to this knowledge, then you will slowly attain faith, and then from faith you will get devotion. Through devotion you will get attachment to the Lord. Therefore, the process to realize this particular knowledge is beginning with Shraddha, faith, and attentive listening. He says, just like the tree is there and the fruit of the tree undergoes various transformations with time, but the tree itself remains the same. In a similar manner, the body that is enveloping the living entity undergoes transformation. 6 kinds of transformations: birth, growth, staying for some time, producing something, decaying, and ultimately die. So these are the 6 kinds of transformations that happen in the body, but the self, the Atma, is inchangeable, or it does not undergo any transformations. It does not have any changes in it. Further he says, the Paramatma, the Supreme Atma, Super Soul, is eternal, inexhaustible, pure, one, knowledge of everything, the source of, is shelter of everything, without any transformations, the seer of self, the cause of all causes, all pervasive, untouched and uncovered by anything. This is about the Paramatma. Therefore, very carefully understanding the difference between the body, which has 6 symptoms, the symptoms of transformation with time, and Paramatma or Atma without transformation but 12 different symptoms, a learned person will distinguish between these two, Atma and Anatma, matter and spirit, and the super soul. One has to distinguish by this knowledge. The presence of Atma can be felt by the symptoms of it. There is a question from yesterday's Harikatha that I received. What is Atma? How does Atma look like? And how can Atma realize Paramatma? This is the question. Atma is understood by the symptoms. Atma is something that cannot be seen by naked eyes, nor by any of the material instruments. Therefore, how Atma is? Atma is spirit, it's not matter. Atma is a not matter that with some gross sense organs we can understand. Oh, Atma has a soft touch, Atma has a hard touch, or Atma is blue or yellow or red or green. Atma has none of these things. It is an indication of Atma has been given in Upanishads that if the tip of the hair is divided into 100 parts and each of those parts is further divided into 100 parts, the measure of that 1/10,000th part of a tip of the hair is the measure of Atma. Now, Atma actually has no measure. The moment we say measure, immediately length, breadth and height come into the picture. May not be in millimeters or centimeters. What is the nanometer? What is the dimension? The moment we say, that it is 1/10,000th part, it means, there must be some measure. Maybe 10 to the power of minus 200 millimeters is the dimension. We cannot, have any measure of Atma. Atma's presence can be felt. Our most revered Param Gurudev gives an example that there is a very, very big room. And in that room, in the corner of that room, there is a small bulb that is glowing. The dimension of the bulb in comparison to the room is insignificant. Nothing. It is very small. But that bulb will illuminate everything compared to the big room, yet it illuminates the entire room. In a similar manner, Atma, even though that is 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair, or you can say there is no material measure to it, still Atma is pervading through all the body. When an ant is crawling anywhere in the body, we will be able to immediately understand. Why? Because of the presence of the Atma. Now, when the dead body is eaten by the jackals or the dogs, even then there is no consciousness, cannot be realized, because the conscious principle which is giving the knowledge, or due to which the knowledge of the body's knowledge can be understood, is missing, because there is no pervasive principle within. So Atma is indescribable. The question is, how does Atma look like? There are no words, there are no textbooks, there are no, prose or poetry that can describe the form or shape of or the size of Atma. Those who have seen, they have seen it. They cannot describe it. Because it is spirit, it cannot be mentioned in material words. It is an object that can be realized. Now, if there is a burning sensation in the body and someone asks, how is it burning? Can you describe how it is burning? You can say it's burning, Baba. No, how is it burning? Is it like this or like that? You cannot describe, it's burning, that's all. The burning sensation can be understood by others only if he has experience of it. If a person has no experience of what does it feel like burning, you cannot explain to him how it feels like it. It is a matter of realization. When you are in deep sorrow, someone wants to describe you how that sorrow is, what does that grief look like or feel like, unless until he has felt about it before, he will not have any understanding. So the point is, Atma can be realized, but Atma cannot be explained. It cannot be described. It is indescribable. But yet, it is said that it has a form. The form that we have is due to the form that Atma has got. Just like we are wearing this dress. What shape of dress are we wearing? As per the shape of the body, isn't it? As we are getting this, dress stitched as per the shape of our body. This body itself is a covering on the Atma. Therefore, Atma also has the form, a human-like form. It's the most developed consciousness, human-like form. Atma has that form, and the covering on it is the body. However, this body can be seen along with the dress, but Atma cannot be seen along with the body. That is why it is, I said previously, that Atma is indescribable. It is only to be experienced or realized. Now, how can one experience that Atma? How can one experience that Paramatma? Experiencing Atma is easy. Easy means by the symptoms of one person, like Ichcha, Kriya, Anubhuti means desire, performance of an action, and feeling. Thinking, feeling, willing, and doing. By these three, we can understand that there is consciousness in a living entity. A dead body, no thinking, no willing. Oh, I want to go. Please don't, burn me. Please take me to samadhi and give me samadhi. A dead body cannot say. Before that, he can say. Before death, he or she can express the opinion. But after the soul leaves the body, he or she cannot. And, feeling, experiencing, a dead body cannot. Therefore, the presence of Atma can be understood by the symptoms that one has got. The moment there is consciousness, the moment there is knowledge, the moment there is a desire to do something, the moment there is speech, one is able to speak, one is able to hear, one is able to do something, then understand that there is Atma. Without that, it is not possible. So, Atma can be can be experienced but cannot be described how Atma looks like. Now the second question is that how to realize Paramatma. So, today's Harikatha or today's the teachings by Prahlad will have some direction in those lines. Therefore, I will directly read from Srimad Bhagavatam in answer to how we can experience or realize Paramatma. So, we will continue from verse number 21. Swarnam yatha gravasu hemakarah kshetreshu योगैस्तद् अभिज्ञ आप्नुयात् क्षेत्रेषु देहेषु तथात्मयोगैः अध्यात्म वित् ब्रह्मगतिं लभेत्. स्वर्ण खनिज वेत्ता स्वर्णकारगण जेमन स्वर्ण विशिष्ट प्रस्तरे अग्नि संयोगादि द्वारा ताहा हईते स्वर्ण प्राप्त है तद्रूप यही देह क्षेत्रे आत्मयोगेर द्वारा अध्यात्म तत्वदर्शी व्यक्तिगण ब्रह्मेर सहित साक्षात लाभ करिया थाकेन. So the direct answer to that question is there in this particular verse. Now, a person who has knowledge of the gold mines, how the gold mines look like and how the stones, what kind of stones the gold will be in. A person who has knowledge of this particular thing, he will exactly get that location, he will find where that gold is, he will bring it and he will burn it, and then he will extract gold from it. In a similar manner, Deha Kshetre Atma Yoger Dwara, in this body, by coming in contact with Atma, not with the body. While living in the body, one has to come in contact with Atma. How? We have to realize that we are not the body. Now we are coming in contact with the body and the bodily related things. Therefore, we are trying to seek pleasures from the body and material relationships. But that is matter, material, temporary. But Atmadarshi, those who are able to see their own self or realize one's own self, they, Adhyatma Tattvadarshi Vyaktigan, means those who are realized souls, they are able to directly see the Supreme. Just like a person who has knowledge of the gold and the mines, he is able to extract gold out of it. In my last visit to Jaipur, I think it was in the month of March, we were having darshan at Radha Gopinath. We went for Mangalarti, Radha Gopinath temple. So we took darshan there, and there we met one person in front of the temple. He is a Bengali, but he is staying in Jaipur for a long time. So he took us to his house. He told, please come to my house. So we went to his house. He is working on stones and gems. So he took us to his house, and he had shown to me various stones, precious stones and gems. Some blue color, some green color, ruby color, red color, and different colors. Different color stones are there. And he has shown all those stones to me, and he told that I do business of these stones. Then I asked him, so where do you get these stones? So he told that we know where exactly we get these stones. There are some local, he told that I go to Orissa to bring this particular stone. And for this particular stone, I go to this part of Rajasthan. Then he said, and he said that these stones are very precious. Then I asked him, so those who are living close to that locality, then they can take that stone, they can sell it, and they can make money out of it. He smiled and he told they don't know. They just see that to be some ordinary, stone, and they don't understand any value of it. But I know exactly what kind of stone we can get out of it. And I told, what does it? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand what you say. That they don't understand the value, you understand the value. Then he told, when I bring the stone, it looks like this. He had shown me. When I bring the stone, it looks like this. And actually it is stone. You don't see any green color or red color or blue color. Nothing is there. It's like a stone, that's all. And after processing it, he said that we have to do a chemical wash of it. Then we do some heating process. Then again we wash it with another chemical. He told it's a long process. It's a very, very long process. And after, he told me also after chemical wash it looks like this. Then after heating it looks like this. Then we crush it, it looks like this. Then we do it. So he had shown me each of these, not the process in itself, but how it looks like after each process. And then he told ultimately this. Then I asked, what is the price of this? He told, this particular stone cost this much, this particular stone cost this much, this much. And what is the original cost? He said that I bring it from there, kilo, 2 rupees, 3 rupees. And then out of 1 kilo of that particular stone, he can bring so many stones, and now it is weighed in grams. 2 grams, 500 rupees. So the thing is that as it is the stone, it looks like a stone, and for us it has no sense, it doesn't make any sense, we don't know the value of it. But after the final processing, we go to that fellow and purchase for 400 rupees, which is available easily in my own place, in Odisha, let's say, very easily available in the place staying next to me, but because I have no knowledge of that stone. So the thing is that these persons who have got knowledge of gold is also not available everywhere. Oh, here I can bring gold. No. You have to, a goldsmith or a person who has knowledge of the gold, he knows where to bring gold from, how to extract it, what processing is required to clean that particular stone or mine, and then do the processing. There is a chemical processing, there is a heat processing, there is washing process. There's so many things are there, and ultimately it comes as gold. So who can understand this? Only a person who has knowledge of the gold. In a similar manner, only a person who has knowledge of the self, he will be able to see the Supreme Lord directly. Means Supreme Lord is there in front, we are not able to see because we have no Atma Tattva Gyan. We don't have knowledge of the self. Paramatma is there lying inside. He is there, but we are not able to see him because now we are overly engrossed only in sense gratificatory desires, material pleasures. What is body? What is in relation to the body? We are only looking or seeking after those. So how can we get knowledge of it? So, Tattvadarshi. Then, what is the rescue? If you are saying only those who have knowledge of the self, they can see, I will not be able to see, then what to do? If I want to realize. If you want to realize, then you have to follow the Tattvadarshis. If you want to learn how to extract gold out of that stone, you have to go to a goldsmith who has got knowledge of it. If you want to know how to get these precious stone out of an ordinary stone, you have to get trained under the person who has knowledge of this. He will tell how to extract gold out of this particular mine. In a similar manner, Tattvadarshis, the pure devotees, they can explain to us how can we come in contact with Paramatma and Supreme Lord. So, follow the instructions of Guru, follow the instructions of Mahatmas, Mahajanas, then if we follow that, following that process, we will get the knowledge of the Supreme Lord ultimately. Our Param Gurudev one time had a discussion with Dr. Raman, Dr. C.V. Raman. He had a laboratory in Kolkata. He is from South India, but he was a scientist in Kolkata University. So he was a scientist, and some of his students, PhD students, they used to come to attend lectures of Srila Prabhupada in Ulta Danga Road. During those days, in Ulta Danga Road, there was a mutt that Prabhupada had established. So they used to go there to attend. And when there was, festivals like Janmashtami, etc., Prabhupada used to invite special dignitaries, and they would speak along with, Gurudev, along with Prabhupada. So the students of Dr. C.V. Raman, they approached Prabhupada and they told that our teacher, our PhD guide, Dr. Raman, he is a very distinguished person. Everyone know him. Why don't you invite him as a distinguished speaker on Janmashtami or any such special functions? Then Prabhupada had sent our Param Gurudev. Our Param Gurudev was a brahmachari, Hayagriva Das brahmachari at that time. So he told Hayagriva Das, you go meet with Professor Raman and bring him for our Janmashtami function as a chief guest or a distinguished speaker. Our Param Gurudev went to him. So his laboratory was situated in the middle of in the heart of Calcutta city. So his office is on the top floor, laboratory. So our Param Gurudev went there and he saw a beautiful laboratory where a lot of research is going on. He went and met Dr. C.V. Raman, who was an atheist, non-believer of God. So he went to Dr. Raman and he told that our Gurudev has sent me, I am from Gaudiya, we are worshippers of Radha Krishna. On this particular day, it is Janmashtami. So every Janmashtami, during the Janmashtami period, we invite some special guests. Will you please come and speak about, Krishna. Then Dr. Raman told, I don't believe in Kesto Besto. Kesto means Krishna, Besto means Vishnu. So that is like, colloquial in Bengali. I don't believe in Krishna and Vishnu. Because I cannot see them with my eyes. Then our Param Gurudev told, you cannot see everything with your naked eyes. And because you are not able to see, you cannot deny the existence of it. Simply you are not able to see does not mean that the thing is not existing. You are not able to see, that's all. He gave an example that behind this wall of your laboratory, if you say there is nothing, is that correct? Because you are not able to see what is behind the wall, you cannot say there is nothing behind this wall. You are not able to see, that's all. He says, I have special instruments through which I can see what is behind the wall. Then our Param Gurudev told, but there is a limit to those particular instruments. If you say that there is nothing behind the scope of this or the limit of the instruments, is that correct? Because it's limited, you cannot see beyond a particular point. Then Dr. Raman said, I don't worry. It doesn't really matter to me if it exists or not. As far as I am able to see, I will believe in its existence, otherwise I will not. Then Param Gurudev said, I have a question to you. That these students are working under you. they are working for their PhD thesis. Now you have realization of what they are working, what they are researching upon. Now if a student says that you please make me realize about the subject, then I will study under you. Is it possible? Then Dr. Raman said, no. How is it possible? First they have to do BSc, Bachelor of Science, then they have to study MSc, Master of Science, then they have to do PhD in a particular subject. Then by the research they will be able to realize a particular thing. But if your student says that no, make me realize this subject, then I will become your student. Can you do so? No. They have to follow a process. Then our Param Gurudev said, if to understand a material subject, to understand matter, a part of a matter, if so much study is required, so much training is required, then how can you deny the fact that to understand the Atma or Paramatma, there is no process? You take the process and you try to follow the process, then if you don't realize, then you can deny. But without taking the process, without following the process, if you deny before itself that no, there is no existence of Atma or Paramatma, then it is not correct. Just like if your student says that, oh, no, because you are not making me realize, you have no, this is not existing, then he is foolish about it. He has no knowledge about it. In a similar manner, if you do not follow the process, you will not have an understanding of the subject. Then Dr. Raman, he had kept quiet. He had no answer to this. Because without following a process, you cannot understand any subject matter. No subject, material or spiritual, you cannot understand the subject matter without following a proper or a particular process. So, when our Param Gurudev said, just like there is a process to understand what you want your students to realize, in a similar manner there is a process you have to follow those persons who have realized the knowledge. And if you follow that process, then you will be able to understand. Then Dr. Raman, he had kept quiet and he told, I have no knowledge about Krishna or Vishnu or anyone. Therefore, I am not the right person to go there and speak about them. So he was in extreme humility. Previously, in the beginning, I don't believe in something that I don't see. But now, his language has changed. He said that I have no knowledge about them. Therefore, it will not be good that I go there and not be able to speak anything about them. So, the point is that until we follow a particular process, we follow the great souls, we will not be able to realize the Supreme. যদি বলেন দেখুন এইরূপ পরমাত্মা কোথায় থাকেন? Where does the Paramatma reside? If one were to ask, where does the Paramatma reside? Because in the previous verse we heard about the 12 symptoms of Paramatma. So where does that Paramatma reside? তাহার উত্তরে স্বদেহে থাকিলেও তাহাকে জানিবার উপায় দৃষ্টান্তের সহিত বলিতেছেন স্বর্ণম যথা ইত্যাদি. Where? He is in your own self. He is there, Paramatma is there in your own body. But yet, we are not able to see. So, in this regard, an example is given in this particular verse. प्रावसु क्षेत्रसु स्वर्णेर आकार जे क्षेत्रे आचे सेखानकार प्रस्तर खंडे स्वर्ण बणिकेर अस्तित्व जानिया. So, just like a gold, there is a particular shape to that particular gold stone, in the stone from where the gold is procured. But a goldsmith knows, or a person who has knowledge of that particular mine, he knows. Sekhankar Prastarakhande, from the stone of that particular place, is brought by the goldsmith. Jogai Damanadi Upayer Dwara Swarna Karagan Jeman Swarna Labha Koriya Thake. By exposing that particular stone to fire and other process, they extract gold out of it. Now we see that, oh, this particular person has burnt a stone and he has extracted gold. So let me take any stone and burn. Will I get, gold out of it? Because I don't have knowledge of what kind of stone. So simply imitating that particular process, you will not get. You have to take training from that particular person. Just like Ekalavya, he has seen Dronacharya giving knowledge and he is also learning something. Just like that, one goldsmith has brought some stone and then he is putting it to fire and it got converted, then you will also do it, you can get it? Not possible. Lot of study you can do, but you cannot get it. But if you come to the shelter of that particular person who has knowledge of that process, he gives training to you, then you will be able to successfully extract gold out of it. So, with that example, about understanding Paramatma is also being told. Seiru, Shri Gurudever Mukhashrit Upadesha Rupa Upayer Dwara Deharupa Kshetre Adhyatma Tattvadarshi Vyaktigan Brahma Gating Brahma Bolite Paramatma Upalabdhi Koriya Thaken. One has to take shelter of Sri Guru. By taking shelter of Guru, by hearing attentively from whatever he is speaking and following it, a Atma Adhyatma Tattva Darshi, a spiritualist, will be able to realize Paramatma. You have to follow Sri Guru. Follow means whatever he is speaking, whatever instructions he is giving, you have to follow those instructions, and by that you will be able to see the Paramatma. That is the process to realize Paramatma. Okay. I will stop here. The questions are also answered, and Prahlad's instructions are also heard. But it continues. It's not the end of Paramatma realization. Prahlad is speaking more in detail, more analytically, so that we will be able to understand. We will continue tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Panchatattvatmak Shri Gaurangari ki jai. Paramaraditam patita pavana stotra sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Leela Pravishthvam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Stotra Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Daita Madhava Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jagat Guru Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. जय सपरिकर श्री राधा मदन मोहन श्री राधा गोविंद श्री राधा गोपीनाथ जीव की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय. श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेदव्यास महामुनि की जय. श्री श्री नारद गोस्वामी की जय. श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय. श्रीमद् भागवत श्रवण करी भक्तवृंद की जय. श्री एकादशी तिथिवर पालन करी भक्तवृंद की जय. श्री हरिनाम